Yo, 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 traders, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here. Welcome back to Simply Forex. Lovely to see your faces. Hope you are all well. Guys, we have got a few things we're going to do in the live stream. First of all, I'm going to show you a couple of trades that I am currently in. All right, so we'll analyze those, why I'm in the trade, stop losses, take profit, etc. And also, guys, we have got some news coming out, so we'll take a look at that briefly as well. So we can play, more importantly, guess the news game. I know you've missed it. And then also, guys, we're going to take as many of your questions as possible, right? So don't be shy. Please come on, ask as many questions as you like, guys, all right? So yeah, get all of your questions ready for me. Let me just look at the live chat. So let's take a look, guys. So Noor, hello Noor, how are you, mate? Brett, how are you? Waz Woonio, I've pronounced that beautifully, I'm sure. CJ, how are you? CJ, I know you always like to know what I had for lunch today, and I had mushroom soup with, was it like rye bread or more like sourdough bread? That's what I had, mushroom soup. Why did the mushroom go to the party? Because he's a fun guy. Sorry about that. It won't happen again. Michael, how are you? CJ just got triggered into New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys. Okay, nice. I'm already in New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys. So we'll take a look at that. And Rich Paul, what's up? Sourdough is a good one. Yes, it is. Yeah, I try to eat healthy because at the weekend I'm an absolute pig. All right, guys. So let's take a quick look at the economic calendar, right? Because you guys need to remind me that there's news coming out. So the first piece of news we have, which is obviously important because, you know, I'm in a New Zealand dollar, US dollar trade, right? So we've got all of this coming out at 1/2 the hour, right? And it's just retail sales, okay? So retail sales is basically, you know, consumer spending, right? So if consumers are spending, it's all good. If consumers stop spending, you know, that's generally just, you know, part of a recession, right? So, you know, the American economy wants to see this higher than expected. And also at the same time, guys, we got inflation. So coming out of Canada, why did I ignore that last one? Yeah, coming out of Canada, we got CPI. And this is inflation, guys. And we all know about inflation and how important it is. So again, you know, this is big news for the Canadian dollar. So imagine US dollar, Canadian dollar, right? There's going to be a lot of volatility enter that market. And funnily enough, if we look at US dollar CAD, this is one of the trades that I'm looking at, right? So on the H4, you can see price has just been ranging, right? It hasn't gone anywhere, right? And it hasn't gone anywhere for about, you know, almost a week, right? Almost a week that has not gone anywhere. It's just ranging between here and here. But this news coming out, this could potentially give us a trade, right? If we get a nice big bearish candle, break through this level on the back of that news, then potentially we've got a nice trade on US dollar, Canadian dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that. I've got my alarm in there anyway, guys. But let's start with my trade. So I'm in New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? And we got retail sales coming out. And I got into New Zealand dollar, US dollar pretty much on the back of the weekly uptrend, right? We was in this downtrend. We're now in an uptrend, okay? And the idea is to come up back to these weekly highs, if not further. Because one thing I do really like with this New Zealand dollar, US dollar is the monthly chart, right? Look at that monthly chart. That is a fresh break of that level. This large bullish green candle, right, has literally just broken all of these highs, right? So that suggests we can come higher, even back up to all this price action up here, all this resistance. The day chart, I was waiting for this scenario. I was aggressive with it, but it happened, right? So we was in this kind of downtrend following this channel, and then bang, right? We got this great big bullish daily candle. And the idea, like I say, is to come up to here, if not higher. H4 is in an uptrend still, right? This is H4. And what I really like, guys, is the fact that this last H4 candle broke these highs, right? That's a nice sign of a continuation of trend. You know, bear in mind, we do have news coming out. All right, so yeah, we're in this H4 uptrend, and this is where we are so far. I'm also wary of this trend line, right? This trend line running through the market here. This could be a good, you know, if we do get a bit of news reaction, this could be a really nice area to even add to our New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys. Right, so let's see what happens there. I am also in, let me have a quick drink. I can hear my throat going slightly Barry White. I've even got this special spray. Yeah, they get, I think like musicians have it. Not musicians, singers. Not that I sing or can sing, but I do a lot of talking. And where was I? Lost my total trail of thought there. Yeah, euro pound, guys. I'm also in euro pound sells. So if we just take a quick look at the day chart, right, we're in this downtrend. Okay, lower highs, right, lower lows. We're in a downtrend. We're at the moving average 20, right? We've got a nice, let's zoom in. We've got a nice bearish daily candle. And also, if we look at the H4, right, we have had a nice breakout of this trend line. Look how wobbly my trend line is. I blame the throat medicine. I swear it's 90% vodka, which I'm impervious to anyway. So yeah, you know, here guys, we've had a breakout of this trend line. So breakout of the trend line, retrace to what was once support becomes resistance. And I've entered in here and I'm looking to sell it all the way back down to here. All right, stops above here. All right, guys. So yeah, they're the trades I'm in. But more importantly, let's find out what you guys are doing and what you're looking at. So yeah, don't be shy, guys. Ask as many questions as you like about anything to do with trading or football or geography. What other specialist subjects? Films, I'm pretty good at when I do a quiz night. So anything you like, yeah, but mainly trading, eh? Yeah, also, guys, while I think of it, if you enjoy my analysis, enjoy my trade ideas, enjoy my content, guys, then please come join the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel right now. Smash the notification button. That's really important. And smash the like button, guys. Really helps support the vid. Also, guys, if you haven't already, come join our trading community of like-minded traders. Have a chit-chat, share ideas. Don't be alone. Right, so come join our free Discord channel. Also, guys, if you want more than that and you want access to my trade signals, you want access to my tutorials and strategies, and you want direct access to me, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And also right now, guys, if you look above my head, yeah, you will see Pepperstone. Right. So Pepperstone, if you sign up and open a trading account with them, deposit funds into your own account, they will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy. No brainer. Sign up. We give you access. Right. Simple as that. Right, what are we looking at? So CJ's buying New Zealand dollar, US dollar, McFlave, Public Enemy, main man. Here's a question for you guys. So because McFlave reminds me of Flavor Flav out of Public Enemy, who was the other main guy in Public Enemy? What was his name? I've got to remember myself now. Greg, how are you, Greg? How's the meal, mate? Hopefully very nice. Brett, can we take a look at Nas, the gangster rapper? Yes, we can. Heath, how are you? Yagmeet and Brett. I trade with Pepperstone. They are a great broker. Yeah, thank you, Brett. They are. And they're also compatible with TradingView. Godwin, how are you? Right, let's have a look at NAS. Let's do, I'll tell you what we haven't done for a while is a top-down approach and together, right? So I want everyone to get involved in this analysis, okay? So we're going to work from the weekly downwards, and I'm going to ask you what you think, right? So here is the weekly chart, guys, on the NASDAQ. Now, get involved, guys. Yeah, you're all here to learn, so there's no wrong or right answers. There is. No, there's no wrong or right answers, so just get involved. Now, looking at the weekly chart on NAS, would you buy, sell, or stay out of the market? So everyone right now, guys, buy, sell, or stay out of the market. Okay, let me know your thoughts, guys. Leave your comment in the live chat. While you do that, I will soothe my throat with vodka. Okay, Brett would buy, Michael would buy. We're 2 for 2 so far. Nor would stay out. Any more, guys? Don't be shy. Get involved. Heath, stay out at the moment. Yeah, okay, so stay out. Godwin would buy. McFlave, I'd sell. Okay, and Greg would buy. Right, so, you know, you are the sentiment of the market, guys. You are a very small sample of the market. Obviously, there are millions and millions of traders, and we've took a very small sample size. This takes me back to A-level mathematics and will bring me out in a cold sweat and possibly hives. But yeah, right, you're the sentiment, okay? Sell if I must, but I'd rather stay out. Okay, so predominantly buy or stay out and a couple of sells, right? So, you know, you guys are all seeing something different, right? Now, what am I seeing? So do I consider this and that a last, you know, higher lows, right? Potentially, okay? And if that's the case, then this is in a downtrend. Because one thing's for sure, we are seeing lower highs. That is not in any doubt, okay, right? But we've found this really nice level of support and price has, you know, proper bounced off it, right? Proper bounced off it is a well-known trading phrase. So it's tricky, guys, for me, right? You know, are we starting to see the beginning of a weekly downtrend, lower highs? Or are we simply seeing this, right? We haven't broke these lows, so it's a buy, right? Or could it potentially be the start of a bit of a range, right? There's nothing definitive for me, right? You could, yeah, we're definitely, so let's just deal in the facts, right? Let's all we can deal in. I am seeing lower highs, right? But I'm not seeing lower lows, right? So normally when this happens, what you're seeing is a descending triangle in this case, right? That's what you're seeing, a descending triangle, okay? So prices, yeah, come down, bounce back up, come down, bounce back up. You know, potentially we might see this price action. So that's what I am seeing. So do I want to buy into the top of this triangle? No, right? Do I want to potentially sell it? Okay, yes, but I don't want to sell that candle. right? It's too bullish. It is an inside candle, right? It's inside the previous candle, but I don't want to sell that candle. So for me, it's a stay out for those reasons, okay? But we don't just look at the weekly, we look at the daily time frame as well. So let's go down to the next time frame. And if we drop down to the day chart, okay, now we could slightly adjust this in accordance with the day chart here like that. Okay, yeah, we could slightly adjust it, all right? So now looking at the day chart, same question, guys. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of the market? So everyone, let me know. Yeah, what would you do? Leave your comment in the live chat. Okay, so Brett, still looking for buys. Michael would sell. Heath would stay out, still on the daily. Godwin would buy. McFlave would sell. And Flavor Flav, and I believe it was Chuck D. Is that right? They made up Public Enemy. Anyway, enough about gangster rapping. Nor would sell. Greg would sell. Brett OO, yeah, okay. And Waz Wunio would stay out. All right, so now we're looking at the daily, guys. Again, we've got some buys, we've got some sells, we've got some stay outs, right? So what this is telling us is the NASDAQ, right, is not that good to trade at the moment, right? There's too many conflicting views. But for me, this is arguably a sell trade, right? More than stay out, because let's just follow simple structure. And we are in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, right? And this high hasn't broke. Simple as that, right? And we're at a nice piece of resistance here, not only horizontally with that support and resistance level, but we are at the trend line or the top of the descending triangle. So for me, I would be looking for sells. I think this could be a good selling opportunity on the NASDAQ, right? But as you know, I would need to see an entry, right? So what you've done, guys, is basically how I roll, right? I look at the weekly. I actually look at the daily first, but we went downwards. And the weekly was a bit of a stay out for us, right? We didn't want to buy it and we didn't want to sell it, okay? Whereas the daily for me is a sell. Okay, so potentially, we can start looking for sells, right? Now, what I want to see, I just dropped down to the H4, and you can clearly see there's this nice level through here, right? And all I'm looking for, guys, is a break of that level, because H4 is clearly in this uptrend, right? It'll be interesting to see if it makes higher highs here, okay? That'll be interesting to see. If it makes higher highs and starts breaking this resistance level and this blue trend line, right? If price starts doing that, then I think there's room to the upside, right? But until that point, at this key area of resistance, I'm looking for sells, right? But I would need to see the following happen, right? We just get, maybe this happens, stops making higher highs, and then bang, right? As soon as we get a break of structure, I would sell the NASDAQ with a target back down here. All right, guys. So that's what I would be looking at on the NASDAQ. Yeah, my inclination would be to sell this. So I'd be interested to see, but the information I am basing this trade on is the information I have right now. Yeah, it makes sense, right? We're not going to base a decision on future information that we don't have, right? That's like trading the news, right? But however, if we ended up, right, with a bullish green candle that did this, right? Let's say the daily candle finished like that, right? Then my view of the market would literally change overnight, right? Because this downtrend would be no more, right? We've now got higher highs. We've broken out of this resistance level. We've broken out of the trend line. That would become a good buy for me, right? So it'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting to see what the NASDAQ does right at this level. It's at a real pivotal level. I think if it breaks to the upside, we can come up. If it breaks to the downside, we can come down. Okay, so yeah, NASDAQ, interesting one, Brett. So thank you for bringing that up. Let's see what happens. So Heath says, is that the day close or in the middle? So I will only ever base any trading decision on a finished candle. So this daily candle right here is still forming. I will make no decision based on what that's doing, right? I won't. You can even do this, right? You can even go back in time and just lose that candle, because what I'm doing, I'm basing my decision on that, because this is yesterday's candle and it's finished, it's closed. Yeah, you can only base decisions. This is so important, and I drum this home. You can only base decisions on a finished candle, because how many times, right? How many times, for example, today, you will see a big bullish reaction, and at one point during the day, the daily candle will look like this, right? But it hasn't finished forming. And then by the end of the day, and when you wake up the next day, you wake up to a candle with a massive wick that looks like that, right? How many of you have been caught in that scenario, right? And it's gone from a very bullish buying opportunity, but the candle finishes like this, and that's a clear selling opportunity. Yeah, so always base decisions on the finish of the candle. That goes for any time frame. Daily, you wait for the daily candle to finish. H4, you wait for the H4, etc. Right? Right, guys. Please, any more questions? Was there another one that I missed up here? Guys, yeah, any pairs that you would like me to look at? Any questions you have on anything to do with trading? Yeah, okay, so he said that's why I said stay out. Okay. All right. What else am I looking at? So we've got 6 minutes until the news. Yeah, don't be shy, guys. Ask as many questions as you like. Let's have a quick look at how New Zealand US dollar. Okay, so this is okay. We'll see how the news affects that. Euro pound. Let's see how this is getting on. Okay, so that's looking good. You're probably thinking, why has Tom got an alarm in here? Because it's not my target, but if we get a break of that level, right, that sort of tells me that we're going to make it down to these lows. Famous last words. But there's such, it's downtrend. There's lots of selling pressure, right? There's not much stopping it from coming down to here. So Euro pound's looking good as well. We still got, over half an hour until this H4 candle finishes. But let's have a look at the H1 candle. Okay, so yeah, nice and bearish. And what else was I looking at? Okay, so we've got a question here. Right, Michael. Michael asked, what do you think of Swiss franc Japanese yen? So without looking at the chart, I want to sell it, right? But finding the entry is the key, right? Now, if we look at the weekly, we've had a lovely break, right? Bang, right? We broke these lows and all of this support in here with this big bearish candle. So I want to sell, right? Back down to here. So the weekly is in a downtrend. Also, the day chart, right, is in a downtrend. Okay, sort of, yeah, hovered between there and then bang, right? It broke down, and we're clearly in a downtrend. Now, what is this market telling me? So the candles, this candle in particular, is telling me that potentially we have a bit of a retrace on our hands. Okay, again, this could change literally tomorrow, and this one's a very bearish candle, right? But this is telling me, and you just got to, I always look where I am in comparison to the moving average 20, right? And the moving average 20 is right here. Is there a lot of value in selling here? Probably not, right? I would like to see more of a retrace, you know, maybe up to this level here, maybe up to the moving average 20. But I would like to see a retrace into value, right, on the day chart. Okay, and this is what this candle is indicating. And then once I get that retrace, I just want to see a H4 structure break, right? So let's just imagine that retrace on the H4, right? So, right, we're in a H4 downtrend. Have we broken that last high? Yes. We're just about in a H4 uptrend. So I would suggest, you know, price may do this, right? And we make it up to that, you know, an interesting level on the daily, right? Moving average 20 is coming round, right? This is exactly what I will do, okay? If it comes up here, right? And then what you'll start to see, once it gets to an interesting level on the daily, price might stop making higher highs on the H4, right? Yeah, and then perhaps it just, and then it breaks down, right? Moving average 20 comes round here, right? And then we can start selling in here back down to these lows, if not further, because that weekly chart was so nice. All right, and you know, that's you know, I'm not predicting the future. What I'm telling you is I will only trade it if this kind of scenario happens, right? I get a retrace on the day chart, and then I get a breakdown on the H4 chart. Yeah, those two combined will make for a nice trade with Swiss franc yen. All right, Michael. So I hope that helps, mate. That's what I will be looking at. Jagmeet, Aussie dollar, US dollar. Okay, let's take a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Before I do, guys, if you actually, we've got the news coming out. So before the news comes out, let me just tell you this, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. Please come join our trading community. Come join our free Discord channel. It's free. Come join it. Secondly, guys, if you want access to all of my trade signals, strategies, and you know, techniques, and you want access to me, then come join the VIP Trading Academy. And right now, if you sign up with Pepperstone, above my head, you will get free access to the VIP Trading Academy. The news is coming out. Let's have a look at US dollar CAD. Right, because US dollar CAD had both, we had CAD and US dollar news, right? Let's have a look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar, because I'm in it. Okay, so Euro Swiss franc. Okay, this is a daily break, that is. We'll look at Euro Swiss franc in a minute. So, yeah, as you can see, guys, right, this is not telling us much at the moment, So US dollar, let's take a look at some other US dollar pairs as well. You know, maybe a little bit of US dollar weakness creeping in here and here. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Okay, so I'm going to say on the US dollar news that one of them was a little bit worse than expected. Okay, that's on the Aussie. That's on the US dollar news, right? And let's have a look at CAD, because we have just had some Canadian news come out, right? And that is looking very bleak for the Canadian dollar, right? So with the US dollar news, a little bit worse than expected. With the Canadian dollar news, worse than expected, right? This is where Sherlock Holmes always gets egg on his face. So let's have a look. Okay, nope, Sherlock Holmes strikes again. Thanks to Dr. Watson, who is the editor. Okay, can't do it without him. So yeah, so retail sales, bit of a mixed bag, right? One was worse than expected, one was better, and this was as expected. So sort of cancel each other out, right? Yeah, there's not going to be too much response to the US dollar. We shall see. But importantly, on the Canadian dollar news, look at this figure, right? It went from, you know, 0 CPI to negative CPI, right? That's not what they want to see. And therefore, that has had a bad impact on Canadian dollar, right? CAD has become weak. So there you go, guys. That was the news. We need the editor with the sound effects there, with the news. Editor. Okay, but look, I mean, look, this goes to show you the news guy. Thank you, editor. See the synergy there between me and the editor. You can't train that synergy. Yeah, it's either there or it's not. Like Batman and Robin, we're like Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, we're like Tugboat and Earthquake. Anyone remember Tugboat and Earthquake from wrestling? Anyone? What was their tag team name? Please leave an answer. If you get this, well done. Or if you're just thinking, Tom, what the hell are you talking about? Let's go back to trading. But yeah, no, if anyone gets this question, right? Tugboat and Earthquake, right, were a tag team. What was the name of that tag team in WWE or WWF wrestling? Right, back to Aussie dollar, US dollar. Well, let's actually see if that okay, so the US dollar's having a little bit of strength all of a sudden now, right? So it's okay, guys. You know, we're not gonna. I'm in New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? This is obviously not what we want to see, but you know, if we go back to the H4, I really think this is a nice level, okay? Because we've got this and we've got this support level. So let's see how price reacts here. Yeah, we'll see how price reacts here, guys. All right. So yeah, it's a real US dollar strength coming in. Yeah, considering that news was, you know, pretty much neutral. Yeah, we're seeing some real US dollar strength. Okay. Let's go back to the CAD. So again, even on that Canadian dollar news, that was worse than expected, but now the CAD is coming back, right? You know, that's what makes trading the news very difficult, guys. Let's look at pound CAD. So that initial strength is quickly diminished. Let's look at CAD Yen. Okay, so if anything, we're seeing CAD strength with CAD Yen. Right. Anyway, let's go back to Aussie dollar, US dollar. So this should make potentially for a nice level to buy, right? With Aussie dollar, US dollar. Now, bear in mind, Jagme, I am in New Zealand dollar, US dollar, right? So I will want to buy Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? And really it's the weekly catalyst for this, okay? I preferred New Zealand dollar, US dollar, because on the weekly chart, right, this hasn't made higher highs, okay? right? So look at that structure. We're seeing higher lows, right? But it hasn't made higher highs. Whereas if we go quickly to New Zealand dollar, US dollar weekly chart, that has clearly broke those highs. And we're seeing higher highs, higher lows. So I prefer New Zealand dollar, US dollar for that reason. But let's go back to Aussie dollar, US dollar. And let's go to the day chart now. So again, a real thing to point out is the H4, right? Because both of these H4 had trend lines running through them, right? Let's try and match as much up as we can, right? So let's go around there, okay? And you can see, right, price has been reacting at this trend line. Yeah, it was the same with New Zealand dollar, US dollar. And this is obviously broken out, okay? But we also have this other trend line. You can see I've got an alarm in there, right? Because I believe that will be such a nice level, okay? Because it was once resistance becomes support, and we've got this trend line, which you can clearly see as well. So I really like this area in here for buying Aussie dollar, US dollar, right? However, right, it may not retrace to there. We've already had a bullish H4 candle. It might just go straight up. But I like buys on you know, all of the US. Basically, I'm trading US dollar weakness, right? So this is no exception. So yeah, Jagmeet, we like Aussie dollar, US dollar buys. I particularly like this level in here. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, let's see if it wants to get back down to there. Let's take a quick look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar, because I'm in that trade. Okay. So, yeah, let's see, guys, right? Again, you'll be surprised how much. So price was shooting off, right? I know we've had news, right? But price was shooting off, and that news was pretty the same, right? One was better, one was worse, one was the same, right? So that should be quite a, you know, a muted response to the dollar. But what price wants to do, it wants to get to these levels, right? So buyers are seeing this level, and the powers that be may want to push price down into here, right? Wipe a few people out. Okay, there's probably a lot of stop losses in here, right? Wipe a few people out, and then you'll end up seeing a H4 candle that looks like that, that holds on to this level. That will be a very, very, very nice entry. All right, so let's see how this pans out. You know, it's a similar setup to Aussie dollar, US dollar. Right, what else are we looking at? We had another one up here. So Shreyas, hey Tom, can you check pound Aussie dollar? I'm short on that pair. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at pound Aussie dollar. Where are you? There you are. Right. Okay, I might need to do a bit of spring cleaning here, but let's start with the daily. It's a tricky one, pound Aussie dollar, right? Part of me wants to buy it, part of me doesn't, right? So I'm just spring cleaning these levels a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, we were in a downtrend, right? And then bang, we were in an uptrend. And that's where we're at, right? So for me, on the day chart, we're in an uptrend, okay? But first and foremost, none of these candles, look, just all these wicks, none of these candles are telling me to buy this, right? So they're the things I'm looking at on the day chart. I like the structure for buys, but I'm seeing the candles telling me something different. I mean, but just look at this level, right? Right, the moving average 20, what was once resistance becomes support, right? Now, let's take a quick look at the weekly. And the weekly would suggest we're looking for buys as well, right? We've got a big bullish weekly candle with a bit of a wick on last week's candle, right? You know, price could come back up to here, right? We're in an uptrend, okay? Price could come back up to here, if not a bit higher, right? But there's, you know, I don't want to be buying into this wick. So everything is telling me to buy pound Aussie dollar, right? But let's carry on, right? So daily and weekly, I'm leaning towards buys, but I would need to see certain things happen on the H4. And on the H4, I'm going to change this level. Right? You can see I've even got an alarm in there because I'm interested. I mean, you can even draw this level to the left, right? That is an important level for this pair, right? Resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. Also, we are in a H4 uptrend, right? There's no getting away from that. This last low is holding. Look at those wicks. Hasn't broken. So we're in a H4 uptrend, right? We're getting higher highs, higher lows. So again, this is looking like a buy for me, right? But what I really want to see, because of those daily candles, is this happen, right? We're in a bit of a sideways market. So maybe I just want to see this. I get a break of this level, right? Maybe a bit of a retrace. I can start buying in here, put my stop loss below here, right? And take price back up to there. So I am looking for buys with pound Aussie dollar for all of those reasons. In fact, that would be a good buying opportunity if that happens. All right, so I will wait patiently. You can see my alarm is in there, and I'll just wait until my alarm goes off. In the meantime, you know, watch a series, spend some time with my daughter, you know, have mushroom with sourdough, mushroom soup with sourdough, this type of thing. All right, so there you go, guys. Guys, we have run out of time, but thank you. Say it with Stone. Ciao. How are you? Thank you very much for all of your questions today, guys. Really appreciate your time and your questions. You make the live stream, so we appreciate it. If you haven't already, please smash the like button and subscribe. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time for the live stream.